Welcome back to an episode of Famous Reality TV. I know you all miss me. I did take a week off due to having some allergy issues, as you can hear. So, I wanted to come and report to you all on this Joseline's Cabaret. It has been quite a mess, just to be honest. Initially, I was going to go in, but I'm going to actually try to be as respectable as I can when speaking about this entire issue regarding all of these women, including Joseline, because I have learned that if I was to just degrade her and talk about what she used to be and all of these things just to get my point across, as far as speaking about the respect level that was not given to these other girls, that's pretty much being a hypocrite. And it's not going to change anything. So therefore, I will not do that. But I will address the issues that were at hand. I felt like the reunion was pretty much rushed. It was shorter than I thought it would be. A lot of people were saying, we don't want a part 3 or part 4. Normally, when they have a part 3, part 4, that means that it is a lot of information that is being given out. It was only 2 parts, of course. Kind of short. I felt like the second part was really short, but I went back and watched it, and it actually did have a lot of conversations, and a lot of topics were being touched. So I wanted to start by saying, of course, the internet went crazy, saying that Lynell had disrespected the women because she had stated that it was a bunch of strippers and prostitutes and whores and stuff like that on the show. I personally feel like she was not lying. Like, there are people on the show who some may consider as a whore, who actually are strippers and things of that nature. But it's just that the point when she said it, the women already had felt like they were being disrespected towards Joseline, and that was kind of like a dig towards them. That kind of further escalated the issue because it was more so of her being in agreement with Joseline than her being a neutral party at the time. But Lynell actually was being neutral, even though she said that. I don't feel like she should have been penalized about it because it was 3/4 or 3.5/4 of the truth. But she was stating to Joseline that she has to give respect to people in order to receive it. And she also was giving people a bunch of subliminal type of encouragements that they may have looked past at the time. So I think she did her job fairly well. She did end up going to sleep at the end. I think there's a lot of things that she wanted to say, but she probably knew best probably not to say, or whatever the case may be. You all know that Lynell did end up having words with Lemmy, which is the owner of Zeus Network, because she was seeing how Joseline was being disrespectful towards the women and things of that nature. And they felt like pretty much she was coming at the Zeus Network and that she should have shown Joseline some more respect, being that, you know, they brought her on there and she did get paid. She got bashed pretty much all on her own because she decided to call those women what she called them. And I feel like she just should have stood on it because it wasn't a lie. It just was maybe not the opportune time or the proper time for her to say that because the girls were in their feelings at the moment. But that did not make it, to me, any more or less of the truth. So I also wanted to say good job to Jonisha. She had a whole lot to go on because she pretty much ran that reunion on her own. As I stated, Lynell was pretty much not any good help. She probably spoke maybe 5 to 6 times out of the whole 2-part reunion. So big ups to Jonisha. She actually kept the reunion running and made sure to try to at least get everyone to get their point across and things of that nature. So I feel like Lynell was out of her element. She says that, you know, back in the day she used to be this and she used to be that, but these younger girls are on a whole nother level than I'm sure what she was on. She didn't have to be arguing and all of that stuff like that back in the day. You know, back in the day, they just pretty much did what they did, and people only heard about what they was doing through the streets. They didn't have social media like that. So these women have been bigged up by social media, and all of the stuff that they be saying on there, it gets amplified by the fans. So Joseline, I feel like, when they was having the conversation with Miss Natural, Joseline was not listening. That's why Natural went overboard to try to get her point across. And they ended up taking her off the stage. Now, of course, y'all know she did end up coming back at the end. But I feel like once Joseline is able to speak and someone else wants to get their point across, regardless if she wants to hear it or not, if she agrees or not, they should be given the respect to be able to say whatever it is that they want to say, because they did experience the show. And so, therefore, they did have an experience, and they should be able to say how that experience was for them, whether it makes her feel a certain type of way or not. And as far as, I feel like a lot of the stuff on the show, a lot of the mess between the girls, Joseline did kick up the Aqua and Big Lex situation. I guess you can say that that was formed naturally because Big Lex made that double homicide comment on her own. But once she ended up getting into it with the girl Aqua, when she wanted to quit, or she said she was tired, whatever went on, it was something about her hair. I think that was kind of amplified and stuff like that, kind of bigged up. But she didn't tell Big Lex to do what she did. Now, y'all know on the final episode, Joseline was saying that she felt bad that Yummy had did what she had did to Miss Natural. But why on the show, Yummy was saying that Joseline told her to do it. She was like, you told me to fight her. You wanted me to fight her. So we still have yet to figure out if that's true. I kind of feel like it is. And when the old boy came back in there with his shirt cut up and stuff like that, saying that the girl Aqua had beat him up, I knew that was a lie. Hell, his clothes was clean as hell. All he had was a cut in his sweater. So I knew that was a lie. If that girl had beat him up and all that stuff like he was saying, y'all better believe it would have been on film. So, the theatrics for me. But Aqua, I feel like she is lame as hell. Like, yeah, everybody had something to say about the comment that Big Lex made towards her, but this made me look at her another kind of way, because as Ballistic started getting belligerent with Big Lex, and the reason I feel like Ballistic had turned up is because I wouldn't say that Big Lex threatened her, but she said what she'll do to her, because Joseline was telling Big Lex that she needs to tape her mouth up, and Big Lex was like, yeah, if you tape my mouth up, then I'll be taping your ass up. And so that was kind of like a threat, I guess you can say, towards Joseline. And that's what really set Ballistic off. It wasn't that, she had something to say. It was more so when she made that statement saying what she would do to Joseline. Oh, his eyes turned red, baby. He turned into somebody completely different. And I had already seen this in Ballistic before. Of course, y'all know that they was on marriage boot camp. And when Joseline, I think she was out there dancing, shaking her butt. And I don't know if she had gave somebody a shot or it was something that she had did. But he had got pissed off. So, yeah, he does have a anger streak to him as well. And, of course, he has to have some kind of toughness to be dealing with Joseline. So, when people say that, Joseline, that's not nobody trying to be on your man dick. Like, he's not the finest man in America, baby. Get that out your head. He's not. Yes, he is a nice looking man, but not nothing worth falling to the ground and worshiping. So they bigging him up because, yeah, you are a handful. That's not to be all up on him. That's just the truth. So, yeah. He should be able to do all of that if he want to be with you, I would suppose. So, I do applaud him, though. He did carry himself very well throughout the season. And like I stated, I don't think he would have went that hard on Big Lex had she not have said that she'll be taping Joseline up. So, that's that on that part. Sapphire ended up telling Lexie Blow to stop being such an ass kisser, because every time Joseline said something, Lexie Blow was right there supporting her like, yes, girl, yes, and all this and that. So I hope you be back on for season 3, Lexie, because you was doing a little bit much. But I don't see where Joseline and Lexie Blow ever had words. Like, she never said anything to her in a disrespectful way and stuff like that. So I guess she's just going off of her personal experience with Joseline. So I don't know if that would make her technically an ass kisser, because they never got into it or anything. She actually was one of the girls besides Boss Tig that I seen out and about with Joseline outside of the show. So I don't think she was personally being an ass kisser, because she had acknowledged that Joseline was acting a certain type of way towards the other girls, maybe, but personally they had no issues. So Miss Natural also tripped me out. It was funny as hell. And she was like, yeah, because my cuckoo pills been working, so I ain't been, trying to go off on people like that. And she was like, I'm going to give Yummy a pass and stuff. Yummy was still being catty and childish, rolling her eyes and stuff like that. And Miss Natural mentioned how, that Yummy actually was crying too, because Miss Natural didn't want to deal with her no more. And she was telling her stuff about her mother. And I don't know why Yummy sitting up here trying to act like they never had conversations about her. Like everything was just about Miss Natural and her life. She just sit there and never spoke anything about her life. Girl, stop lying. Because it seems like Miss Natural do have some information on Yummy. And she's just pretty much being a real person by not putting her information out there. So, but don't act like that there was not no conversations about your life or anything dealing with you as well. Like you just sit there like a blank canvas, just smoking her weed while she just talked about her life. You didn't respond or make no symbolisms to yours, girl, bye. So, as I stated, Natural was trying to explain herself to Joseline, and Joseline continued to belittle her. Yeah, she gave her a prop and said, I wanted to see you do good and stuff like that. But then she turned right back around and said, see, look at your face and your ugly hair. And he had you coming out like that. And she made reference to Miss Natural mother. I don't know what she knows about her mother, but she tried to make reference to her, which is why when when Miss Natural walked off at the end, she stated, yeah, and both of my mothers. So it was a little backstory to that. But Joseline was still calling her, a $2 whore and stuff like that. She calls all these girls that. And like I said before in one of my previous videos, I don't care how much money you have now. Like, you don't have to degrade people like that. Like, what makes them more so of a $2 whore compared to what you were when you were doing the exact same things that they were? So everybody deserves respect, period. I don't care how much money you got, where you at now in life, none of that. Remember where you came from, period. So I was kind of disappointed that Sapphire did not get to state her piece. She did have some words for Joseline in the beginning where she was like, I'm just appalled because I know that I was one of the people that were here for you, and it seemed like the people that was here for you, you messed over the most, which I would say was her and Lucky. You want to have something. I feel like Joseline should want to have something positive to say to these women. You said that you gave them an opportunity, and the fact that they made it through that show, through all of that bullshit, I feel like they definitely should have been crowned or given a hand clap or something for even helping you to get through the show. You couldn't have had done it by yourself, which is what Big Lex was stating. It wasn't about her trying to be Joseline number 2 or her being in competition with you. It was more so of them trying to get their point across for you to recognize the part that they did play, because they did play a part, and the viral moments were made by them. Lucky and Barbie fighting, Sapphire needing her butt implants removed and stuff. That touched home with certain people, and her unwavering support for the Cabaret and for Lucky. That was showing that females can be friends and stuff like that. The homicide situation, Miss Natural, like those girls made the show. Yeah, the performance was good, but you would have been doing it by yourself had they not had played their part. So I feel like everybody should have deserved some respect, and they would have given respect. But a lot of these women were being downgraded from the beginning, so they was pretty much fed up, especially Big Lex. Like, she was fed up, and so I think that she used the reunion as a means to make sure that she gave back every inch of disrespect that Joseline gave to her and the others back to Joseline. So when Joseline thought that she was just going to go about and run her show how she wanted to run it, the reunion, she made sure that, that wasn't going to happen. She still was stating her piece and stating what she had to say, because everything that she was saying was being ignored or Joseline was pretty much throwing it to the side and saying that she was jealous and discrediting how she felt. So that was pretty much based on that. Overall, I think it was a very good season. Of course, it was very drama filled. I feel like Joseline could go a lot further with this show if she was a little bit more respectable. The way that it's set up, even by looking at their photos for the show, and I'm not saying that it is anything comparable, but I think if she kind of upgraded the show more so of a America's Next Top Model vibe, because she basically is the Tyra Banks of this show. And these girls are basically the models. They're modeling for her show. So I feel like there should be a level of class. I know these women are coming off the strip club. They're coming out of the streets. They're coming out of the porn places and hubs and stuff like that. So Joseline is not the one, as Lynell stated, and I agree with her. She's not the one that's going to pat them on their back, build up their characters, and all of this stuff. And for that, I say that she needs to bring in somebody. I don't know if she needs to bring in Monique and kind of help them out with some charm school type of class, or she need to bring in somebody. Now, she did bring in that counselor. That was good. But she needs to bring in a woman that can help these women be a little more classy. And even her, she needs some help in that area as well. Now, Joseline, of course, she can't do a complete 360 because then the show would be boring. But even on America's Next Top Model, they had things on there that was interesting. Bring in Eva or something, baby. Eva is a perfect example of how you can be classy and shady, and people will still watch the show. So I think that maybe should be added in. Bring in somebody that can kind of bring some class, because it was just ghetto. But that's what people like. And one day, people want positivity. The next day, they want negativity, drama. They really don't know what they be wanting. So as I stated, I want to just commend Joseline. She did a very good job with the show. I'm not going to belittle her based on, whatever she went through in the past. We all know about that. And I think they all should take the time to reflect on themselves. I think everybody needs healing, including Joseline. Hopefully she maybe will go back and watch the show and can kind of pinpoint some of her own issues, because it cannot be everybody else. And everybody cannot be saying that they feel a certain type of way. Everything does not always have to be where she has a one-up on somebody. Yeah, Miss Natural, you came from the porn and you probably was a superstar there, but that's not long-lasting. What I'm doing is long-lasting. You don't always have to be ahead or on top of somebody. Like, they know who you are and they know what you have going on. Like, you could have put her on to something else. Okay, well, you used to do this. Maybe you can do that, and build yourself from there. You can take your fan base from here and move them over this way and maybe help guide her to doing it. Like, don't always want somebody to be underneath you or not want them to be on the side of you. Like, help build this person up. So thank y'all for watching. And I'm pretty sure I will be following up on Joseline's Cabaret Season 3. I don't know who's going to be on there. I'm speculating that Boss Tech will probably be on there. She did tell Aqua that she wanted her to be on there. So we'll see if she sticks to that. And possibility maybe Big Lex will be on there. We know Sapphire was saying something about should she be on Season 3. And a lot of people were saying, they're not sure if they would like to see her again or not. I feel like she definitely did probably overplay her part on the show. So if anybody deserved to come again, I would think it would be her, because she really did rep for Joseline and for Joseline's Cabaret. So again, thank y'all for watching Famous Reality TV. Be sure to comment in the comment section and let me know what y'all think about the Lynell situation dealing with Lemmy and the backlash she received. How do y'all feel about Season 3? Will you be tuning in to Joseline's Cabaret? How do y'all feel about how the situation happened between Big Lex and Ballistic? And also stay tuned, because y'all know Baddies ATL reunion will be coming up. So I'm definitely going to be tuned in for that. Thanks for watching Famous Reality TV. Like, comment, and subscribe.